Good afternoon, all of you. I, Neha Ujjawal, on behalf of Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies, in collaboration with GrabGuidance, we are organizing this alumni interaction session that is live during MBA and beyond. This is basically for all the students, undergrad students, and students who are interested in knowing the opportunities available after MBA through the alumni of Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies. We are trying to share their experiences throughout their MBA with our institute, and also their corporate experiences that they would share with the students, which would definitely help them in choosing the right path in the future. So, without wasting much of a time, I would also welcome all the students who have joined the session. And again, I would like to welcome both the alumni, Dr. Kamal Gupta and Ms. Kamal Anand. First, I would like to share a brief introduction about our institute, that is Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies. So, Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. It is established by Sri Lakshman Das Sachdeva Memorial Education Society. The institute is providing dynamic learning environment that is changing in response to the changing needs of the society. The institute seeks professional excellence through ethics, passion, and perseverance. The guiding philosophy behind all the academic activities of the institute is to inculcate professionalism and enhance the effectiveness of an organization. Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies offers various courses like BBA, BCom Honors, MBA, and MBA FM. The students of DIAS have brought laurels and have been conferred with 26 gold medals. Students have also been placed at prestigious organizations like ENY, Deloitte, KPMG, BlackRock, S&P, to name a few. Now, I would like to introduce both the alumni to begin with the session. We have Ms. Kamal Anand, who is Executive Advisor, Speaker, Product Manager at LWT Academy. She has completed her MBA in the year 2003 from Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies. She has about 14 years of corporate experience. Also, I would like to welcome Dr. Kamal Gupta, who is a vibrant performance-driven professional with over 18 plus years of corporate experience, rich expertise in strategic procurement, logistics operations, business development, and journal management. He is the Chief of Operations and Director at one of the India's leading supply chain and logistics management company, registering of top line of more than 2,000 crore, where he is responsible for group's operating system, strategic planning, operations, deliverable management, network development, and customer retention. Now, to begin with the session, we have planned few questions which we will ask from our panelists, and with the help of their experiences over a period of time in the corporate world and during their MBA course in our institute, we would like them to help students in pursuing their careers in the future. So, to begin with the session, I would like to ask the first question from our panelists. I would start.
Sure, go ahead. Neha, you're on mute.
Yes. I would like to ask one of the basic questions, that what led you choose MBA course after your graduation? What was the decision behind choosing this particular professional course? Which is one of the basic questions.
Okay, so Kamal, you want to go ahead?
You please go ahead with this.
Okay, so I was very clear from my grad only that I wanted to pursue MBA because it adds a lot of dynamism to one's personality, and it gears you up with a lot of skill set a diverse skill set, and you get an exposure to finance, marketing, HR, like all the fields in the corporate world. I always wanted to have a career. I was always fascinated with the corporate world, and the MNCs were coming in and they were growing, and that was a brilliant time to get started. So, and the best way was have an MBA and just shoot. So that was the most important motivation for me. And of course, MBA fascinated me because it gave me a, you speak to someone and they say, yeah, we're doing MBA. So that was also there, but that was not the prime reason. It was the dynamism that adds to one's personality. So yes, the corporate world, the dynamism, and yes, it gave what I expected of it. So Kamal, over to you.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, thanks Neha for such a lovely introduction. I'd also like to thank Dias, Malti ma'am, Gitaksha for the invitation. It is always good to be sitting amongst your alma mater, your friends, both online, offline, and your future generation. We learn every day from our guys, from the guys sitting there, as they set the tone for tomorrow, and with their expectations only, it helps us to push and deliver hard. Uh, with reference to the question, uh, well, I did my graduation in food technology from Delhi University. The course was expected to be a very promising one, and it was expected to get converted to a full 4 years degree course. However, unfortunately, it did not happen. Having completed an undergraduate in food technology, it was only logical to supplement the course with a post graduation. Due to limited options of post graduation in field of food processing, packaging, research, etc., option was to go into MCA or an MBA. However, post MBA, various career opportunities could have opened, which would be in finance, HR, operations, marketing, etc. Hence, for furthering the knowledge, MBA program was a natural choice to me. Of course, it would definitely have helped in corporate exposure, but yes, it was a natural choice.
Yeah, it was in brief you tried to explain the difference between the two, that sometimes some few students they have the doubts as to which to choose depending upon their background, MBA and MCA. Of course, thank you
Yeah.
for a brief differentiation in that also.
No,
So it
in fact, we speak about that. No, we passed out postgraduate in 2003.
right.
Unfortunately, there was a recessionary condition in 2001, 2002 in computer science field industries. So most of the people who were actually graduating from masters in computers, they were actually finding it hard. So MBA again was a better option that days.
So how did you feel it helped,
Yeah,
Oh
it was
yes.
absolutely a fine decision. It was absolutely a fine and very very welcome decision at that point of time.
yeah,
Today
that's
we
really
feel
great.
yes, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, this would definitely help because yeah, we assume as I was interacting with Miss Kamal also that nowadays students are more clear, sometimes they are more confused as well. So
Yeah,
this helps, this really helps them to decide as to what to choose and how to choose and what all conditions they need to focus upon, like the market as you discussed, which is really very important because you have few things in your mind, but at the end of the day it all depends upon what is the situation in the market, whether you will get the required
yeah.
opportunities or not. So, continuing with the round of questions, the next question, definitely, since we are having this session on behalf of Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies and being a faculty here, I would definitely like to pop up this question as to how did you decide to choose Delhi Institute of Advanced
That's
Studies?
yes, very
Yeah,
obvious.
yes, Dr. Kamal, to begin with you.
Yeah.
Yes, for me it was a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Post examinations at GGS IPU, everyone would have wanted to get into university school. Unfortunately, my rank did not support me. So Dias, Dias was amongst one of the earliest colleges set up under IPU University, and under the leadership of Dr. Maheshwari, with a vision of eminent educationists like Mr. Sachdeva. Dias had already scaled up peak of excellence in its early years. Dias was the first choice amongst the IP University colleges, and for MBA, I'm sure it is still the top choice among the students. And with my faculty, Dr. Malti running the affairs as it is director now, I wish Dias very very good fortune ahead.
It's so good to hear so many
Yeah,
positive
I
words
agree.
from the alumni. So sweet
Yes,
of you,
yes,
Dr. Kamal.
that's
Yes.
absolutely. I agree with Kamal. Though I had the choice of selecting between the university, school, and DIAS because my rank was higher. Better than you, Kamal.
The
Yeah, yeah,
first,
yeah.
So
the first,
I had the opportunity, but I wanted finance, and then of course Dias and under Dr. Maheshwari's leadership, he's an eminent leader. So the way he led the school and the way we have seen him leading the school, it was phenomenal. The way he's
Yeah,
done the affairs, the faculty has been groomed, and under his leadership, the students were really, we were really scared of him, and like Dr. Maheshwari is coming.
true that. Yeah.
So that kind of sometimes it's really needed. And coming fresh from graduation, how graduation is, you have a very casual approach to studies, to academics, and everything about you is casual. And once you're in a professional course like an MBA, you're expected that kind of discipline, some kind of discipline is expected out of you. So under Dr. Maheshwari's leadership, we were much behaved and we were more focused. We needed that, and that's why DICE. Yeah.
I think with Mr. Maheshwari, it was more of respect and discipline rather than scare. Huh?
It was both
I think
actually.
it was more, yeah.
actually, that is
And of course,
required in
even
the that so sorry to interrupt. Actually, I think that is required being in a corporate world now. You definitely know that what was the
True.
reason to be so particular about each and everything, and how to behave professionally, whether coming to college on time or attending classes on time, or so many submissions, presentations, so many factors that helps you build that confidence and prepare you try to prepare yourself for the future. So I
yes,
think
because
that
it really
helps.
makes a difference. The amount of grilling that we had to go through, as you said, the presentations, the submissions, etc. And of course, on top of it, you have to read. You have to prepare for the tests also. Besides those, so that did put a lot of pressure. And to perform under those circumstances, we need that kind of a faculty, which was the atmosphere, the environment, which was given to us to excel. So
Yeah.
yes, it did make a hell lot of a difference. If it was
Yeah,
not
it was.
there, then we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
put it that way.
that's
It was a part of the grooming process. The overall development of the student. It was a part of the grooming process.
any specific faculty that you would like to mention apart from Malti ma'am and Maheshwari sir?
Oh,
Definitely,
so
Uh,
many.
you clearly know that.
Come on over to you.
I think for me, yes, my personal favorite those point of time was Mr. Mithun. He was one of our. He was into some mathematical subject he was teaching, and then Dr. Vikasnath was also. I mean,
Yes,
we were very comfortable.
marketing.
We were
Yes.
very comfortable with him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good to know. So that's nice to know that somewhere or the other, of course, that students at such an early stage, when they immediately join the course, they are like, we are overburdened, we have so many things to catch up to. But at the end of the day, all this helps you to prepare for the future, because now I think in the corporate world, there are so many deadlines to meet. And of course,
Yeah.
you are a better person to tell that you have that pressure anyhow. It's not that if you will ignore that pressure during your MBA days, then of course you will be even more pressurized, and it will be difficult to compete with others in the corporate world. So that
On
helps.
the contrary, I would say the pressure in the corporate world is not as much as it was during the MBA days. Or maybe we are
Okay.
grooming well.
So that means that now you're more relaxed and eased out.
Actually,
You
we have
prepared
put
so
through
much.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was coming to. Jokes apart, the way we have been through the grilling procedure, the way the professors have honed our skills. So it's easier for us to deal. It was back then easier for us to get into the corporate world and understand and perform to the expectations. So yes.
Exactly. Thank you so much for a detailed answer. It was really very interesting to know. So moving forward, uh, of course, continuing with the same discussion, if I ask you to summarize your whole MBA, those 2 years, in brief, to share with our viewers. So how would you describe that? Any specific instances that you would like to share? Yes, Miss Kamal.
Oh, there's so many. We studied and we did a whole lot of masti. It was so much fun. Can never forget the MBA days. So many interactions. It was just not focused to studies. It was all over. And especially, the schedule was so tight that though I am a Delhiite, I was back then a Delhiite, and commuting was wasting so much time for me. Oh, an hour and a half or 2 hours every day. So I, along with a few of my friends, we rented a flat close to the institute, and we were staying there so that we could interact, we could discuss, and then we could present. So along with that, of course, masti goes without saying. We did a lot of masti also, and yes, these were the things that brought us closer. That these are the things that widened our horizon to understand stuff, to discuss the syllabus, the cases, and to understand how a case has to be studied and how it has to be approached. So it was very beautiful journey through and through, because 2 years we were there, and of course our classmates would end up being at our place most of the times. So the discussions were curriculum plus others and musty and eating together and enjoying life. MBA days, can never forget them. But it did make a lot of difference, which I see maybe lacking because of online. So it is a lot upon the students, how they want to do it, how they want to take it
Right.
further. So
Right.
our journey had been really beautiful in Dias, and I mean every incident, every nook and corner of the institute is just imprinted in my mind. So though you've moved campus, but that old campus, it is just, I can close my eyes and I can think of every corner has memories, every classroom has memories. And particularly there was one faculty, Chitra ma'am, and she so we used to fight for her. For I remember I got some marks cut. In the previous sem I had scored around 90 or something, and next sem I had 5 marks less or something, and I was literally fighting with her that, ma'am, this is not fair, you've cut my marks. And she said, no, you don't deserve these many marks. I said, no, I deserve, you just check others papers. So yeah, I was fighting with her for 5 marks. Those don't matter now, but those are the memories that I have. So yes, it was a beautiful journey.
Before
Kamal?
I ask the same question to
I
Dr.
no,
Kamal,
I must tell, yeah, I must tell, Kamal has got a very, very sharp memory. I mean, but those 5 marks also she remembers today. He's
Oh yes, I was
a-
fighting and she was so upset with me.
I remember, I clearly remember that. I clearly remember that.
Yeah.
yeah, one thing
Uh,
I'm definitely noticing that whenever Miss Kamal is sharing something, Dr. Kamal is continuously laughing, trying to remember the incidences that yes,
Yes.
of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was laughing for those
Yeah.
5 minutes.
See that flat she used to stay back. No, that was our Mastika Adda. For
Yes.
in fact for all of us, that was the Mastika Adda for the entire evenings, and through the evenings till the mornings we were there, and spending all discussions and everything. I mean, everything we shared there. So that was, yes,
And
good
and
experience.
during exams we had to put a literally, you had to tell them, please don't come now, we have to study.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it must be so
Yeah.
difficult. It must be so difficult.
No, but yeah, it was really fun,
Actually,
and the way we have grown because we were together is something that we really appreciate. Otherwise, that kind of bonding, that kind of learning wouldn't have come.
definitely true that. Yeah, yeah. See, jokes apart, I mean, yes, during right from our first semester itself, we were subjected to plethora of workshops and business case studies. Uh, it helped us in the formative stage of our career, wherein regular interaction with eminent industry people. Mr. Maheshwari himself was a eminent person in that forum, and we used to be managing a lot of college events as student coordinators, which helped us uh, gainfully occupied besides the grueling assignments, as rightly mentioned by Kriti, Kamal Anand rather. That has definitely helped us to develop and explore our potentials, and it helped us in understanding professional communication, time management, a lot of decision making, uh, put us to a lot of various OR tools to help us craft our future. it should not be wrong on my part when I say we were never spoon fed, rather we were never fed with a fish. I mean, this institution helped us to learn how to fish. That was the basic difference. I mean,
Yeah.
we could notice amongst the different institutions. I mean, we were meeting a lot of people from the other colleges also, but then yes, the kind of knowledge and the kind of extracurricular activities we used to spend together. I mean, we had grown with those forums.
And it was inculcated by the institute. It was not
Yes, it was
it was the
inculcated.
need.
Definitely,
It was the need.
it
It
was
was
needed.
not an option. So the
Yeah, yeah.
institute helped us grow in that way. So we could get the best from the institute, from the faculty, as well as from our peers, from our fellow students. So the overall package that was offered in a way was beautiful. The way it has groomed us, and it has brought the best for us. So,
Definitely, the points that you have mentioned, whether the manner in which you were learning the things, whether it's workshops, your basic studies or case studies, these all things definitely contributes to your overall experience. It's not only the academic learning, it's the overall learning. That is what leads you to develop yourself for the future, and continuously you're working towards that. Definitely faculties and the uh, institute, the definitely, like you mentioned, Maheshwari sir, I really miss that you all got the opportunity to have that interaction with him. We have
Yes, yes.
not been that fortunate,
yes.
those fortunate enough, because he's not been visiting that. But it's really good to know from the students that it was such a healthy interaction and you learned a lot from him. uh, Continuing this
Yeah.
discussion further, I definitely
I
want
just
to
want
know
to
one
add
more.
here something, but even though you didn't get to learn from him per se, but he set the ground. To set the ground is
Yes,
extremely important. He's put you at a platform wherein whoever comes has come next, like Malti ma'am, she can take it forward in a brilliant way. And if I know correctly, he's still there as an academic advisor, which is a fantastic thing for the institute. With his experience and his knowledge, the way he can guide the faculty, and of course students on and off can share their queries or issues with him. So it is he's still there, and the platform that he's given to Dias is going to stay with Dias forever. So
definitely, definitely. True that. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. So, continuing this discussion further, definitely, since we are talking about how you have gained knowledge, or how you have had your share of experiences at this particular institute, I wanted to ask one thing: that what are those qualities that when a student is trying to choose a particular college for their studies, what are the factors that you feel were responsible and definitely are now responsible, which help students to decide which college they should choose, so that this helps them to make a decision? What are the factors?
Kamal,
Uh,
you'll
uh,
take it forward.
yeah, because this reminds me of I was having a discussion with one of the faculty at IIM Bangalore, and then during our discussions he mentioned, that see, it's not the faculty usually only that makes an institute, it's the students. Because at IIM we take the cream of the cream, it's the ingredients that we take. They have cleared cat, then they have cleared the group discussions, then they have cleared the interviews. So it's the cream of the cream. So we already taking the best of the ingredients available, and then we work on those ingredients. So the student should first ask himself or herself, like, what kind of a student are you? How much are you willing to contribute? What are you willing to give to the institute, to yourself? So if you are willing to make an equal contribution that the faculty is making, then there is no limit, then sky is the limit. So it
Yeah,
really is very much a two-way journey. It is just not, the faculty putting into the student or whatever they know, or the student bringing in in whatever the student has. So it has to be both ways. So first, the student should ask, are they willing to give that much time? Are you willing to spend so many hours studying, so many hours discussing? If you are, then yes, go in for an MBA. Institute, of course, DIAS gives a beautiful platform. It has a fantastic leadership, lovely faculty members, very much knowledgeable, and the way they are picking cases, the way I have got to know recently that the way cases are being taken up at the institute and being discussed with the students is phenomenal. It's wonderful. The way they open the thinking process of students, it's really commendable. So it is upon the students, if they are willing to contribute. Yes, dias, of course, without a thought, they can think about it, and rest is to them. Kamal, you want to add something?
Have you missed anything? Have you missed something?
Definitely. He's thinking like what I should add now.
No, I think I talk too much.
I think
No, no, you
I
made his
absolutely
job
second
quite
that.
easy.
I absolutely second that. I mean, I think we have covered almost the entire things which a student should be looking into while deciding upon the college or the institute. That's of course yes. As I already mentioned, it was one of the best institutions that point of time, and it happens to be one of the best institutions today also. Wherein, I mean, of course, the leadership is the same, and uh, fortunately, Dr. Maheshwari, who was our professor also that point of time, he is still the advisor, and he is still taking the institution to a newer heights. All the best on that. Our best wishes.
Yeah. One thing to know and to be a bit satisfied is that you are agreeing that of course it is a two-way street. It
It is
can't
a
be that
two-way.
all
It
the
is a
time
two-way.
the faculty is
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
make you understand, make you learn, push you. Of course we are here to motivate everyone. This is their job, but at the end of the day, if you are not motivated yourself, then who can force you to learn? It's
Yeah.
you at the end of the day who is in charge of everything. You have to
Yes.
decide what you want to do, how you want to do it. And of course that motivation, if you know you adds you that motivation is added, of course then that combination works really great. And I can definitely see that it's so amazing to interact with you and to know that it's been so many years and still while you are discussing, it's like so fresh. So that's really good to know. Now I'm curious to know how your journey went. So my next question is about that only. That how did your professional journey start from Dias, and how has been it since then? Definitely I can say so many. When I look at your experiences, it's a vast experience, and like so many places you went, so many positions you have handled, you have had a great experience. So definitely if we can, you can share bits and pieces from them so that we can also know. So starting from Dr. Kamal Gupta this time, so that he does not have anything to complain. So yes, please go ahead.
Uh, it, professional growth from the institution, definitely institution helped us to grow ourselves, groom ourselves to be a better professional altogether. Uh, you all must be knowing that the Flipkart owners used to be selling books outside the
Malls.
stores. Rather they were not selling books. Rather they were selling the bookmarks outside the bookstores. That is where my career also started. I mean, I had the fortune of doing the same for about 15-20 days when I moved out of the institution. And I was selling about books, Encyclopedia Britannica. I was selling across to individuals and stores. So immediate post graduation, it was not a rosy platter for me. We had to run around here and there to scout for the right kind of place to get into, and that is when this opportunity with the supply chain management company came across back in 2003, where I am today. Logistics and supply chain, that point of time, it was a very less explored. Rather, it was more of a largely unknown kind of business in its nascent years. Journey with such an industry, it was a very risky proposition. I mean, we still today also people do not know a lot of about supply chain management. I joined there as an intern with a stipend of what 2.5 grants a month, and with a top line of organization about 46 odd crores. I think we have come across a long way from there, where we are today. I mean, almost about 2,000 crores. The growth has been 50 times. Yes, started within executive stores, and then the whole idea was to get into deep knowledge about the organization and the process thereof, so that we started it from the scratch, from executive, and then yes, today where we are amongst the board members. It is quite a satisfactory journey we have had.
Yeah, definitely commendable. And was that struggle due to the as you were explaining, that the condition in the market, the situation going on at that point of time.
See, I was never a brilliant student. I wasn't ever a brilliant student. I must say that. I must accept that. But yes, institution helped me grew. Rather, when we speak about the organizations, they always look at the marks in consistent from your graduation days and from your higher school and secondary and all those things, which I was not very good at. Uh, my entire experience, my entire grooming had happened at Dice, and that was the first platform which it gave me. And supply chain, since it was into nascent stage, people were not hiring MBA professionals. I was one of the few earliest candidates who entered into supply chain management. Uh, but yes, it kicked off well, and it is one of the most reputed industry as of now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We can see that, of course, uh, as it's said that always, definitely marks are not that those which matters at the end of the day. It's also your
Yeah, yeah.
hard work and what you have learned, the
It
application,
yes.
basically. And
So
MBA is
when
a
I
course
said
that
when I, so
yeah.
that exactly was the reason. I mean, when I said we were never fed with a fish, we were this institution helped us to learn how to fish. And the mantra for all my all the students sitting here and attending this show, uh, do and deserve should be your mantra for tomorrow. It should not be deserve and do. I mean, people look into options of getting into higher package salaries right from the very first day, and they do not know anything about the organization or anything about the industry per se. They should command their respect, and they should earn their respect in the industry. I mean, they should start from the basic grassroots learnings, and then they should deserve for what they're targeting to.
Exactly, exactly. You need to work hard towards that before you
You need to work
set
hard on
that
that.
standard for
Yeah,
yourself, that yes, we want this, we deserve. First, earn that and work towards that.
yeah.
Yes. So coming on to Miss Kamal, yes, definitely we would like
Yeah.
to know how your journey has been.
See, to what Kamal said, I would want to add back then, DICE and IB University were very new. So, and not a lot of corporates knew about the university and about DIAS or other affiliated schools. So, that has to be acknowledged. Despite that, a lot of us from the batch were placed well. For example, I think I went in for first interview and I got job even before the results were announced for the last
Yes, you were
semester.
amongst the few
I
ones.
knew,
Yes.
I knew.
Yes, so I was, and it was a decent package also. I think, if I remember correctly, probably it was the highest in the batch.
Yes.
So, despite institute not being so well renowned, now things have changed. It's been more than 20. It's almost 20 years.
Almost 2 years.
So
Yes.
yes, Dias is known. Inter-Trust University is well known, and the products. I mean the students out there, they have done so well. So I'm sure things have changed now. Saying that said, so how has been my journey? Yes, I was on cloud 9 when I got this job, and I was there working. And career wise, it has been really smooth till as an option, I left with my second child, and I took a very long break. So last year only I entered the industry, and that was with LWT as an executive advisor. and a speaker for them. So, it has been really a great journey with LWD. They've given me beautiful options wherein I get to interact with a lot of young entrepreneurs as well, aspiring entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs who are already there, helping the existing, they've just started up with their small firms or startups. They need advice on how to grow and how to go about with their startups. So we discuss their problems, we help them solve their problems. And these we had some sessions with the startups, like with the institutes who encourage their students with the ideas. So they pitch in with the ideas, and we judge them, like whose idea is good, and then we give them scholarships, and they can just, like with our company only, they can we have some tours for the entrepreneurs where they can interact and discuss and, network. So we give them scholarships. So these students, they pitch in with their ideas. Like last time we had a panel. Our panel was judging the students in Delhi University, and there were some from IITs as well, and they had fantastic ideas, and they knew what they wanted to, because there's so much awareness that, and there's so much networking these days, that it's easier to find like-minded people. And back then it wasn't so easy. So everybody had a say, a different say. Now, even despite people having a different say, they are willing to listen and to understand. So overall, the psychology of students, the psychology of people passing out from institutes have changed. So
Yeah.
that said, it is a very different environment now. So institute plays a big role. Besides that, your networking, the way you network, the way you take forward things also matters. So my journey is this, but it has been smooth, to be honest. It hasn't been a struggle. But yes, it's.
Because
I've
Dr.
been
Kamal
groomed at Dias, so I
So,
would
so, so,
definitely
so,
put.
yes, but yes, there is a difference between uh, a struggle days, and there is a difference between hard work. The mantra should be hard work. We should not be, we should not
Yes.
fear from the struggles. Struggles would be here or there. They'll always be there, irrespective of fact whether you are in one of the best, you are amongst best of the organizations working for. But then it doesn't restrict you from getting troubles or struggles thereof also.
Yes.
So uh, having having willpower and having your strength to the core will definitely help.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
So yeah, it's good to know, that two different share of, your share, different experiences, totally different. And as Dr. Kamal said that Miss Kamal used to score really well, and was one of the brilliant students.
No,
And
she was
then
a star. She was a star.
Oh,
She is a star today. Also, she was a star there. That day
thank
also.
you for the kind words, Kamal. But you are a star. You're a true star. The way you're shining in your company, hats
My
off.
stars are you guys, yeah.
I think
So,
this is what students will be able to learn, that no matter how your journey starts, at the end it depends upon how you led it, how you are working
yeah.
hard towards achievement of your goal at the end of the day. So it's really good to know that despite having different kinds of starts in the career post your MBA, at the end of the day, you are still sitting together and sharing your experiences with us. And it's so, we feel so proud to know that you have achieved so much. It's really amazing to know that. And this is what motivates people, to work harder and to not, be demotivated when a small struggle comes up, and
Definitely.
or you have few hurdles to, face. So this is what you need to do. Now, definitely one question comes up, which students must also be eager to know, that what personality changes do you feel in yourself back then, when you were just a graduate student and you went for post graduation? What was that difference that you feel when you were out in the market searching for jobs, or you went on to grab a job? What was the difference that you feel in yourself when you compare yourself? So starting on with, yes, Dr. Kamal.
Uh, See, first and foremost, there is a basic knowledge difference between undergraduate and a postgraduate. That is one of the basic subjects. Uh, Having said that, it's all about the confidence building and the confidence building through the grilling which happens in the postgraduate institutions, because there is a lot of discipline which is required to get into that and passing through that. So it's the confidence building, it is the communication skills which is required as per the corporate industry levels, and the overall mind development which happens through the interactions with the different set of people who are there going into their professional career. Their interacting with them is what matters a lot, which is not there per se in a normal undergraduate kind of a course. So I think those are the basic key points which I would like to say, and handing over to Kamal, Priti,
Yes, ma'am.
for
According
your
to you, what
comments.
are those, key differences that you were able to see in yourself?
Graduate, basically after graduation and after masters, right? Is
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
this?
right, right, right.
Yeah. So see the major difference was the knowledge horizon was different, because the way you approach a problem changed. The way you would see how a problem has to be solved changed. So in graduation you are more into a bookish kind of a knowledge, where you are a bookworm, you read and you finish your exams. In MBA those things were not there. So besides having the bookish knowledge, the implementation and problem solving skills were needed. And then your speaking skills, you have to really talk, you have to give presentations before the class, your faculty is sitting right there judging you. So for me it was extremely difficult. I could not open my mouth in front of two
Is
people.
that true? Is that
So
true, Dr. Kamal?
trust
Yeah,
me, it
I
was
it was
like
it
that.
was
It was like that.
it wasn't only for her, it was true for everyone. I mean, that is the basic
Yeah.
difference which I was referring to. For an undergraduate and for a postgraduate person, the person who gets into post graduation, when he comes across to post graduation, he is still like that. He is like, I mean, as Kamal rightly mentioned, we were not able to speak in front, we were not able to open our mouths in front of our professors and answer them.
Yeah.
So that confidence
Yeah.
developed over post that education and post the interactions which we have had.
And to quote one incident, I remember it was Chitra ma'am's class, and she had given us to prepare a
She
presentation.
was your favorite, she was your favorite.
No, she was everyone's favorite. I know it. Okay, so I remember, and my roll number was 2 or 3 or something like that. I was the third one in the row. Okay, so first presentation started, and whosoever gave it was a disaster. Trust me, and I was so scared. And it was a Friday evening when the presentation was happening, and 3 or 4 people were supposed to be picked that day. And but since it was a disaster, she had to explain a lot, and then luckily I got 2 days to prepare. So whatever she explained, I went home, and through help with my friends, I was able to work on it. So on Monday, when it was my presentation, it was a hit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so so that said, I mean, a few folks from the class said, it seemed as if the lines were printed in your brain. So I know Deepak told me that, I think, if I remember correctly. So then that was really a boost, because she had explained this is how it is supposed to be. This is what you are supposed to do, and and she explained the difference. I can never forget that she explained the difference between what is a problem and what are the symptoms to for a problem. So it was so clear that we could go home and we could practice. And after my presentation, everyone else has had a smooth journey, because they also learned. So it's not just I learned from the first presenter, and they learned from the first, second, third, and so on and so forth. So it was a learning, and we could easily make out that none of us could really talk, and we learned how to talk. And of course there were ups and downs. I remember one incident wherein we were presenting. It was a fest in the college, and I had picked up one subject to talk about, and I couldn't talk. I don't know what happened. I couldn't talk on it. It was a disaster, and I can never forget. And that day and today, I said, okay, beat anything, whether I've prepared or not, I'm going
Yes.
to talk. you know. So that good that happened, because when you're presenting first and it was a big hit, then you're on again on cloud nine, okay, I can do anything and everything. But the second one was a disaster again. So, and it was a very big disaster, if I remember correctly. Well, I don't know if you remember. It was a fest. It was our fest, and I was supposed to talk on corporate governance. I think the topic was,
Yeah.
and it was a disaster. So it good it happened, because that day and today, I think there hadn't been any more disasters.
Yeah, it's really
Yes,
good to
the
know.
learning is good. The learning is good. We get a forum wherein we can present ourselves. It's just not the speaking skill, it's the content also that matters. So you're
Yeah, yeah,
judged on your
yeah, yeah.
content also. So yes,
So in
that's
fact,
how
so
it
in fact,
is.
if we put it that way, the entire approach has changed. I mean, there is a concept of SWOT analysis in marketing. If we see, we apply it daily. We apply it daily
Exactly.
for each and every issue which comes across. We identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and then we studied
Yeah.
something about the PERT and the CPM and the shortest route available and all those things. So we apply that every day day in day out basis into our workings. So the overall approach, the rationalization, the understanding of the things, of course, it helps. It helps. It makes a great difference in your practical and professional exposure.
Exactly, that is what I was saying earlier, that the application you learn, and we constantly tell our students that, you know, you have had that journey where you learn, you write exams, you clear. Now that's not the phase. If you are a,
Obviously.
postgrad
Yeah.
students, you have to learn beyond that. And this is where your journey starts. It's not that you face that fear when you were in, those classrooms and you were asked to present. It's every time a new
Yeah.
student comes,
It is
and
it is it
that
is part and parcel of life. It
Hmm.
is part
It
absolute
is.
part and parcel of life now.
there are very few of them who have that built-in confidence. Rest of them, they try to work, and definitely we see a huge difference. Right now I see that even the online classes are going on, and still we are pushing students to prepare their presentations, and it's good to see that they are working so hard. Even being at home, we are not there in front of them, still they are working hard and preparing themselves, and we see a difference. So this is what they're continuously working upon. And as Miss Kamal rightly said, it's not that you can work on your soft skills, communication skills, and yes, your
Yeah.
job is done. No, it's the content. And that is where your
Yes.
knowledge plays a very vital role, that what
Oh
you're learning
yes.
and
So that
continuously
is so
manage.
that is
Yes,
Yeah. Adding to that, I mean, to summarize, I mean, yes, the graduation courses gives you bookish knowledge. Post graduation courses offers you knowledge which is for the practical exposure to field with. uh,
exactly.
that is the basic difference. I mean, and whatever we study during the postgraduate courses also, at that point of time during studying, they seem to be a bookish knowledge which we are getting, but then these are the basic knowledges which are used in the day in day out of life, in your professional approach. So it should not be treated only as a bookish knowledge. This is the actual ground setting and staging the ground for your further developments.
This is so true that at that point of time we feel that, why are we learning? We
You
are
are
just
only gaining
learning.
the end. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but then we understand that it is actually applicable everywhere, whatever be the field.
everywhere.
That is what
Yeah.
management teaches us all about this only, that how to apply, and then you are able to relate as quickly. Dr. Kamal mentioned few examples, per CPM. We are
But
constantly doing that in our
yes.
professional
Yes.
lives. So yes, we learned and we are applying. That is why, we can say that yes, this is a difference. And it's really good to, how you explain that difference, that you were able to see in yourself after completing your graduation and then after completing your MBA. So this is what changed. And of course, then there are your corporate experiences, your share of experiences that help you evolve, because we are constantly learning. We are in this environment, we are constantly learning, adapting, and changing. So really, good to know almost everything you have covered. So now I have asked my share of questions. Now I can see few questions that the audiences have also, asked. So definitely, I think we should quickly go through these. First question is MBA relevant in today's ever-changing business environment? Because we know that right now, be it the current situation which is going on, and over the years, definitely during your corporate experience, you have seen that the environment is constantly changing, the market is constantly changing. So how do you feel that MBA is relevant to cope up with these changes? Yes,
Kamal, you would
Miss
like
Kamal,
to?
Dr. Kamal.
Yes. Okay, Kamal, you go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Ah, see, MBA, as I think we have already covered that during the last 40 minutes of discussion. MBA is never a bookish knowledge forum. MBA helps you to groom yourself and to develop yourself as interpersonal, not only interpersonal, but your entire way you look at the things. It expands your entire horizon of thinking and looking at things, and the knowledge that you gain there, interacting and getting the professional approach, is what you actually implement throughout your life. uh, एक बहुत छोटी सी बात है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है। ये जो दिखता है वो बिकता है ना, वो आपको यहीं सीखने को मिलता है। यू गेट टू लर्न how to present yourself so that you are sellable. That is the basic difference that you get while you are there into an MBA, while you pass through an MBA. So MBA was relevant, and MBA would always be a relevant field. It would not impart you a bookish education. It will help you to learn the practical challenges which are there, and how to overcome that. There, it would also help you learn that there can't be a single solution for every problem. For a single problem, there could be multiple solutions, and how to cope and deal with them is what your basic understanding level would be groomed while you go through any of these professional courses. MBA happens to be one of the best courses in to make you understand those practical lines.
Exactly. Anything you would like to add, Miss Kamal?
Yeah, because see, in MBA, you don't learn only to solve a problem. Yeah, you learn how to identify a problem.
Yeah,
So a problem correctly identified is a problem correctly solved. We generally say a correctly identified problem is 50% of the problem solved. So once you have identified with the help of the curriculum, it can be if a problem in the financials, can be a marketing issue with the company, or you want to introduce a new marketing technique. So there is a problem, you have to increase the sales. The problem is, what is the problem? The finances are not working the way we want to work. So there is a problem. So have you identified a problem? Being coming doing an MBA, coming from an institute, you should be able to understand the problem, the root of the problem. So have you done that much of a work on yourself while you are doing an MBA course, or you've just spent your time reading books and not understanding per se what is there in the books? Have you applied
yeah,
those cases? Have you studied those cases that were given to you by your professors? Have you read them? Have you understood them? Have you tried to analyze them in a way the professor would have wanted you to analyze? Or you were just there sitting in the class and listening to whatever your professor is telling you? So MBA is not something that your faculty will put in to you. MBA is something that you have to do it, and faculty is there to help you. It is like, probably 50-50, or I would say 70-30, 70%, or maybe 60 to 70% faculty, and 30 to 40% it's you. So if you are willing to do or spend that kind of an effort on yourself, please come ahead, do an MBA. If you're not willing to spend that kind of a time on yourself, don't do MBA. MBA is a self-motivated course wherein you have to put in effort. Like for an engineering, there is faculty, you have to study, study. I'm not sure if there are any cases, or you put across through cases. Of course, there'll be dissertations, presentations, etc. But it is a lot to do with academics. MBA is just not academics. It's a lot more, because you are being corporate ready. A tailor made for the corporate. Probably a financial firm, or probably a marketing job or marketing role, wherein you are expected to solve the problems. So are you willing to do that? If yes, yes, MBA is the thing for you. But if you're not willing to do that much effort, you're not willing to put in that much effort on yourself, be it any institute. The DICE gave us a beautiful platform. Be it any institute, if you're not willing to spend time on yourself, if you're not willing to put in that much effort, then it is not for you.
yeah.
Really, I think we have explained this answer really well. Thank you, both of you. Coming to the next question, as today a lot of online MBA options are also available, what would you suggest, an online MBA or offline MBA? Because right now we can understand that, of course, due to the current pandemic situation, the colleges are not opening, so we are again dependent on the online platforms. So keeping this situation for 2 minutes aside, what do you think is a better option according to you?
Offline anytime.
Yes, I will say
Offline
offline too,
anytime,
because
anytime.
guru
I mean, the
सामने
whole
रहे
the
तो
whole the
yes,
whole purpose of MBA is defeated once you go across with an online mode. I mean, it's see,
Exactly.
as we already mentioned. I mean, we are not heading to a classroom teaching. If you wish to do an MBA, it is not a classroom teaching. It is not a blackboard and register and a marker kind of a teaching. It has to be something practical exposures, which online doesn't give you that kind of an exposure. So, in my opinion, offline MBA, be it from any institute, is any day better.
then
Exactly,
yes,
because that,
absolutely.
as you were sharing initially, that it's not only the interaction with the faculty members that you have had, it's that you together
Enjoy,
were able to learn a
yes,
lot from each other.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely
And
makes a
that is
lot of
that is that is
difference.
that's the whole purpose. It is making you corporate ready, and for corporate ready, unless and until you might be a very good, as I said. I mean, I was not a good scorer. I never had good sports, but yes. The platform which Dias gave me, definitely it helped me to improve myself, both on interpersonal as well as professional skills. So online mode would not have helped me that. Giving my
Yes.
personal experience, it would not help me that.
It cannot groom a person, the grooming
Good groom.
happens off academics, or when you are, see, there are times when you're just interacting with the faculty casually on a lot of other things besides academics, and there are times when you're interacting amongst yourself discussing things besides academics, and
Yes,
or maybe
yes.
academics as well. You're discussing a case, or you're discussing your personal problems, or for that matter, you're observing a few people, because MBA at least teaches you how to observe things. When you're observing someone, you just say that this is not what I want to be. That is very important. Knowing what
Yeah.
you don't want to be is also very important. So yes, in offline you cannot do all that. You cannot
That
observe. You
that
cannot
that connect
interact. You
that
cannot
connect that
know.
connect is not
Yes,
there.
that
That connect
connect.
is not there.
Yes,
Connect is not there.
yes. But
Yeah,
and a different scope. I also feel like people who are already working, like if they want to understand how to solve problems, they can go for an executive course wherein they can just, at least you don't have so much time, but you've been working for over a period of 8 years, 10 years, then you pick up something online, so you've already
Yeah.
had that corporate experience wherein you will be able to relate to those cases, where you will be able to relate to a lot of other things, and you're already interacting with your peers at work,
yeah,
so
you've
maybe it
learned a lot.
does.
You've learned a lot with that
Yeah,
experience. Exactly.
yeah, maybe it would make sense, but otherwise, I'm not an online person, so
So
you
if we,
know,
if I to
for
add upon that, Kamal would be with me on that. I mean, we have had only few hours in college, wherein we were interacting hardly anything. Most of our education happened to be outside college at that flat
yes,
and nearby areas
yes,
where we used to interact, and where we used to interact not only on the official matters, but
Ch-
not only on the education matters, but
other
all
things,
matters of the
yes,
life, we used to discuss
yes,
there. So that is the
Exactly.
basic difference between an online and offline kind of a mode. I
Off.
mean, offline mode would give you, it would impart you education, but it would not impart you learning. So that is the
yes,
difference which is there between an online and an
And when
offline
you
kind of a
are
mode.
when you are entering the corporate world, of course, you know that you are constantly, you have to interact with everyone. So
Yeah, yeah.
the
yes,
base was built at the college only. So now you got more comfortable. You interacted with new students. We, at every stage of life, we start building those relations, and in
yes,
our office also we need to build that relation. It's not a
yes,
That's
one man job. It's a group
it is
effort.
not.
yes.
It's a team effort.
Yes, and the
Definitely.
best part is like when you go to work and then you find some, oh, you're from IP University, so you immediately set the connect. So
Yeah,
that
exactly.
also matters. Yeah, but in online, I mean, okay, you did online, okay, we were online, but it does make a difference. I mean, you were okay from that badge, you were there, okay, okay. So those things do matter.
We can clearly see there is a huge difference. So I think that query might be solved. Moving on to the last query, that is, what specialization is good in today's life? It's difficult to choose. How would you like to answer this question? Because I think, yeah, it depends.
It is a matter
Yes.
of, I think it is a matter of personal, I should not be saying choice, but it is a matter of personal interest per se. What had been your core areas of interest? So, if I put my experience, see, my graduation was an entirely a different subject from my post graduation. I did my graduation in food technology, which has got no relevance with reference to the current industry which I am into, which is supply chain and logistics. So, MBA in any field would help you groom as and contribute to your overall development, because MBA is not a program wherein you are touched on your particular specialization. Uh, First year of your entire tenure is your basic education, which covers the entire gamut of subjects. It is not there. It is not marketing. There it is not HR. There it is not finance or
Exactly.
economics or any other thing. So first session, first year of your studies gives you an entire gamut of knowledge. Second year onwards is what you get into a specialization, wherein there are certain elective courses which are there for specialization, which would be marketing or finance or HR or any other. That exactly depends upon your personal interest. Uh, Given an option, marketing and finance are always a good getter, are always a good goer and getter. But yes, given the staffing rules and techniques which are going in for an online kind of a mode, and to develop with this new normal, HR is also doing an equivalent kind of a good job. So as of now, I think all the courses are fairly good. Economic, the finance, the HR, or the marketing, they are all doing fairly good job.
Yeah. Yeah. You would like to add
Yeah.
something, Miss Kamal?
Yes, I mean, see, I don't know because sometimes what happens, these kinds of questions come from people who are not very sure of which particular specialization they should be going in for. So, and 90% of us fall into that category. We are not clear because everything fascinates us sometimes, and there's nothing that fascinates us sometimes.
Exactly.
You're asking a kid what you want to become when you grow up. So unless you are there, you've seen it, you may or you may not like it. See, for example, I mean, I did my MBA in finance with a minor marketing. As Kamal said, it was the most appealing thing, and I had interest in finance back then, and I did pretty well, and I was doing financial projects in my first job, and then I moved on to become a product manager, that too on a financial product itself. But now today I'm an executive advisor to a academic firm, and I had a few discussions wherein I really did wanted to change my domain also. So yes, I got an opportunity and I changed my domain. So it's not that what fascinates you has to last forever, and it is also not like that what you are doing may just start fascinating you at a later point in time. So it really depends upon how and what you are able to bring to table. And there was one video at which I was seeing. And the lady had beautifully put it across that we want to be where we are loved. So, for example, if you're in a particular company and whatever work you are doing, you appreciate it. You're giving in your best, and you're really appreciated. You start loving your work more,
Yeah, yeah.
even though you've not studied it. So you start loving it more and more and more, and you start performing it more better and better and better. And unfortunately, you end up with a boss wherein he's always criticizing, and you just loved finance to the core of your heart. You've always loved it in your college, but your boss is always criticizing you. He's just demeaning you, and then you're like, I just don't like finance, I think, anymore because I'm not able to perform. So it is a very, very dicey situation sometimes. But yes, I do understand where your question is coming, which field is easy or which field is good to choose. There are a lot of fields. I think there is even product management also. I mean, there are a whole lot of fields in MBA right now. But where is your interest at present? What you want to do at present? do you think you will be liking it, or you talk with more people who've done, like, people who've done, or who are pursuing MBA in finance, people who are pursuing MBA in marketing? See, these three are evergreen: HR, marketing, and finance. Whatever new things come up, new specializations come up, they won't exceed the benefits of these three. The three fields, these are the core, at the core. So you talk to more people where your interest lies, and there is no harm. Even if you end up doing something where your interest is not there, there is no harm. You can always change. So don't be scared. Believe in yourself and see, okay, at present, yes, this is what I really like and I really want to pursue and have a career in this. Go ahead with that and do your best in that. And when you see appreciation and good feedback coming in, you will start liking but you have to put in whatever you choose. You have to give it your 100% or maybe 200% to start with. So that's what it is. Where you are liked, you start liking that more. It's like a vicious circle.
Exactly. You
No,
constantly
absolutely,
learn.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely true that. And just to add upon what Kamal said, see, same was the case with me also. I mean, I did my specialization, majors in marketing and minors in finance. During the initial days, yes, I had certain stint with marketing, but then post that there was hardly any marketing. It was more of a financial subjects or more of an operations subject. Operations was never ever a part of it. But today my entire thing revolves around finance and operations only. So over a period of time, your perhaps uh, your specialization would not matter to that extent unless and until you are into hardcore dual specialization, or a single specialization. It doesn't matter that much. If you
It's
it is
quite
going to be
common that
restrictive.
you
It is
change.
going to
Yeah,
be restrictive. It is going to be restrictive only if you are restricting yourself. Only if
exactly.
you wish to be
Yes.
only into in HR, yes, it would be HR only. Only if you wish to be into marketing, it would be marketing only. If you do not restrict, MBA doesn't give you a knowledge about a particular trade per se. It gives you overall grooming. It improves your overall visualization and seeing the things. It is a total grooming program. It is not for a particular trade. Please do not restrict yourself. If you are restricting yourself, go into computers. Go into do masters in computers, or do masters in any kind of a research work, or any kind of other sciences, microbiology or something like that. It is not to be a restrictive program. It is to be an open-ended program.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're constantly learning, you're constantly evolving with experiences. You try to identify your interests over a period of time. Like as Dr. Kamal
Yes, it
said, during
changes.
MBA also, you try to identify your interests. Sometimes right now, a student is asking this question. 1 year after MBA, they are pretty much clear that what they want to do, or sometimes they are not, but later on they find their interest somehow, or they evolve
Yes.
with time, they change. So
It evolves with
one needs to
time.
be flexible.
It might evolve with time, or it might evolve with situation also. Let us put it that way.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
adaptability,
yeah, because
adaptability is the mantra. Adaptability should be there. I mean, you should the MBA programs help you to understand how the things are to be taken if you have to be in an adaptable situation. Sustenance
Yes.
in
yeah, you need to be
adaptability would be the
adaptive,
mantra.
flexible. You can't be rigid.
Yeah.
You can't be rigid that
You
this
can't be
is what
rigid.
I want. You can't be rigid.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think we are we have smoothly we have gone through all the questions that mostly students are coming up with the queries, and I think it has been such an amazing experience interacting with both of you, and sharing your share of knowledge, also the small little experiences during your MBA course. And it's difficult to believe that so much of time has already passed. So it has been
I,
really an amazing interactive
almost two
session.
decades.
I
Almost two
really
Yes.
enjoyed
decades.
it
Almost
thoroughly.
2 decades knowing, and about an hour session here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
I would like to, yes, yes, Kamal ma'am.
Yeah, with that, I would like to thank you and Malti ma'am, and of course Dias, for giving us this opportunity. It has been great interacting with you and Kamal, of course. Kamal and I, we are in touch otherwise also. But yes, this has really helped us, grow to another level also, wherein, we are here to talk for our alma mater. I mean, this means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rightly,
definitely.
rightly said. As already said, we were a gang of notorious peers. So,
Yes.
कह दिया टाइप्स की मतलब अभी आप वो एक ने कहा वो दूसरे ने मान लिया
Oh, yes.
वैसा वैसा
So,
वाला. And
first,
if I remember correctly, Kamal, uh, we were one of the batches wherein most of the love marriages also happened in our batch. I mean that,
oh,
that was
yes,
the only
three,
batch where
four.
we had most of
Yes,
the love marriages. Huh? Huh?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I know both guy and girl, like three couples from our batch, three or four, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
four.
Amazing.
And
Four,
and
yes. See,
and and and,
we
and
was
we
we
have we
spent
have
so
we have
much
stood.
time together. We went to Vrindavan. From Vrindavan to like where not, we went to the discotheques, and one trip was to the Vrindavan. So it was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
diverse. Like we would go anywhere and everywhere together.
No, we stood together. We stood together like rock
Yeah.
with each other every time. I mean, and
Yes.
we not only stood together, we grew together. I mean,
Yeah, we grew together. Yes.
thanks that we're growing together with some of the most successful people in management domain. It is a matter of great pride, and we are happy. We have more than 60 reasons of this. Almost our batchmates, all our batchmates, they are best positioned in
They
the industry and
Yes, they
workplace.
have
Yeah,
grown. Yes,
yeah.
they are holding very good dominant positions in their corporate. So,
It's
yes,
really
and a
amazing to
lot.
know.
Yes, and with the help from DIAS, with the academics, with the faculty and the support from
I think
DIAS, yes, we are all
institute
very well settled.
will always be proud of all of you. That because you have definitely what all you have achieved during your course of your share of experience, what you have learned during your professional career. Definitely, Dias will always feel proud of you all because at the end of the day, you are Dias products. So
Yes,
definitely thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule for us and helping students know a lot about this particular course and different opportunities that are available in the market and how to go about it. So I would like to thank Malti ma'am for giving us this opportunity and Grab Guidance for providing us a smooth platform for this interactive session. And again, I would like to thank Dr. Kamal and Ms. Kamal Anand for taking out time for us. It was really an amazing experience interacting with both of you.
thank you so much, Neha.
Lovely,
Thank
lovely
you.
moments. Lovely
Thank
moments.
you.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank
moments.
you.
Thank you.
Have a great evening ahead. Thank
You
you.
too.
Same to you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.